seeing some missiles in the night sky. Zach?
Well, Bianca, that's a first for us. The over-the-air siren sounds in Tel Aviv, and just seconds later, an explosion, exo-atmospheric detonation that's outside the Earth's atmosphere took place, what I believe is due north over Haifa, but we were getting the sirens. We have, on every attack, been given 10 minutes heads up. The launches are detected either with satellites or other facets of the Israeli or U.S. apparatus intelligence gathering tools that give us a 10-minute warning and that heads up that you should seek shelter, and you have about 10 minutes to get to shelter. Here was over-the-air siren, and then we saw seconds later an explosion overhead. More concerning about an environment like that is why? Why is this the first instance when we're not getting 10 minutes leeway, especially with the regime's ability to launch these missiles being degraded every minute by this joint U.S.-Israeli targeting campaign to take out their missile launchers, take out their missile stockpile. So that's a remarkable element here, Bianca. But what we saw in Iran today, remarkable as well, as the IDF tells me that they have targeted the clerics' headquarters, an 88-person assembly of experts, as they call their religious council. They were struck, this building was struck in Tehran while the ballots were being counted, I'm told, and these were paper ballots that IDF sources are telling us they believe were destroyed as a result of this bombing. So that current vote to elect a new supreme leader was interrupted. At this point, we do not believe that the full assembly was inside the building at the time, but that there was some level of membership inside the building, and perhaps the council secretary was killed as a result of this strike. As we got an old 707 aerial refueler, the Israelis still use that platform. That's almost a 60-year-old aircraft that's flying into Ben Gurion International, and they've been running on a 24-hour clip. The Israelis don't enjoy the same flexibility that the U.S. does with the bases all around the edge of Iran and Qatar and Bahrain, where they can take off from aircraft carriers as well. That airport where that 707 is landing right now, Ben Gurion in Tel Aviv, is totally closed. The ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee, says that if Americans want to evacuate, they should go to the Egyptian border because the flights will not be resuming, evacuation flights even, for days or weeks. Bianca?
You know, Zach, it shows just how moment to moment things can change so quickly. And you mentioned people going to Egypt. That is the way out. In fact, we know the State Department has assisted about 130 American citizens. Just real quickly before we let you go, obviously the mood there, resilient. The strikes are ongoing. President Trump, you probably heard, says Iran is being decimated at this hour. Your just sense of how Israelis are handling this and the people that you are interacting with, knowing that they're going to bomb shelters and taking cover, and embassies in the area continue to be closed, like the one in Beirut and also Riyadh.
Right. Today we had a cluster munition used again for the third time of this most recent war with Iran, injuring 12 people, none of them seriously, as a result of those cluster warheads that can fall over miles indiscriminately. But as you're looking at some of these images, and you might see some stuff online in Tel Aviv today, it's their version of Halloween. So everyone is wearing costumes. It's one of the most surreal things you'll see on the streets, is people running to bomb shelters dressed as Maduro. Or, I saw a costume of a guy dressed as Maduro, the Venezuelan dictator that was captured, people wearing spacesuits and fairy costumes, kids dressed up. So the shelters right now look like another world. It's very surreal.
Right. As they're trying to say, life goes on. We appreciate that reporting. We know you continue to take precautions to stay safe. Thank you so much, Zach. We'll go back to you if you need us as the news warrants and breaks.